Hi, everyone. We're breaking into programming because we have some severe weather to talk about. You can see that the radar is showing multiple lightning strikes as well as some of the rain bands coming through. The latest warning to come out will zoom in right here into the Tuolumne County area where you can see that red shaded area. That's actually a tornado warning that will continue until 3:30. Right behind that, we have our severe thunderstorm warning, multiple lightning strikes, so heavy downpours, areas of hail, and of course the funnel cloud. Now, that particular line there indicated by Doppler radar, underneath the radar here is where we see that warned area again in Tuolumne County. This was issued about 3 to 5 minutes ago and will continue until 3:30. The National Weather Service tracking this here. I'm going to step off just for a moment as we fix some feedback issues going on. I'm hearing myself speak right now. There we go. So here's a look at that storm track right now. Pulling off that storm, you can see there's not a lot of communities in that warned area. Nonetheless, though, this storm has been rapidly intensifying here. So we've been watching this line of storms coming out of the Central Valley, producing areas of heavy rain. We've been getting numerous reports of hail, and now a funnel cloud reported within that particular line right there in Tuolumne County. Again, underneath the radar here, if we want to just remove that particular layer, just so we can see where that red shaded area is, and you can see that's where we are right here along Highway 59 as well as 132. Behind it there, just up to the north, we have the kind of the orangish yellow shaded area. That's going to be our severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Again, the tornado warning in effect until 3:30 for Tuolumne County. National Weather Service is going to continue to track this and the communities that are affected along Highway 59 and 132. This line of storms pulling out of the northern San Joaquin Valley and then into the mother lode over about the past 20 minutes or so. So again, that warning going into effect just about 5 minutes ago or so, and will continue for about the next 15 minutes until 3:30. Now, we have still numerous areas that are dealing with the thunderstorm activity with isolated thunderstorms as well as areas of hail piling up in some areas, making it look like almost snow. Keep in mind, any areas that have some of the hail are going to be quite slick. If you are in that warned area, you definitely want to head inside. Our funnel clouds tend to produce some pretty decent wind as well as some flying debris. You don't want to be outside in any areas that are dealing with some of the severe weather, especially in that warned area in Tuolumne County. That's not to say that we aren't seeing those pockets of isolated thunderstorms continuing in the broader range area with periods of the heavy rain. We've been getting those videos in, and thank you so much of all the hail that has been falling. But this is the line right here that is producing the potential for a funnel cloud and also a tornado. That's why the National Weather Service issuing that tornado warning earlier for today. As far as the radar signature, we're just seeing a little bit of rotation within that band right there. Some of those different pixelated colors there indicating that there's an inflow and outflow. Definitely the potential of having one of those rotating storms right here. My colleague Brendan Minchef, thankfully, is helping me out this afternoon here, kind of guiding the radar. But again, a little bit of rotation within that storm, potentially forming a funnel cloud and perhaps a tornado. So that warned area will continue for at least the next 13 minutes until 3:30, unless the National Weather Service deems that that thunderstorm activity has started to quiet down. But behind that, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect just up to the north of that warned area, the warned area in the red, and then our severe thunderstorm in the kind of goldish color right there. This is the little line right here. It doesn't look all that impressive, but again, what we're looking for is the rotation within that storm and the potential for that funnel cloud. If you are in the red shaded area in Tuolumne County, you want to make sure that you are indoors, or if you know anybody that is in the path of this storm that's moving off to the north and east, definitely want to make sure that they are inside. So anybody traveling or potentially traveling, want to make sure you bring it indoors here for at least the next 20 to 25 minutes as that storm continues to pull its way off to the north and east. Not a whole lot of communities in there, but nonetheless got a lot of roadways, and that could be a difficult time, especially with folks getting out of school or maybe running some early afternoon errands. So that's basically where we're looking at that warned storm right there and just north of Snelling. and along 132 and Highway 59. Again, if we want to expand the view, we can see that there's a lot of storm activity that we've been tracking, and a lot of special weather statements just indicating the potential for seeing some active weather for today. As far as the lightning strikes, we've been seeing several lines kind of passing through the valley periodically. This last band that's been moving through here has been quite active that we've been seeing in the downtown area. We saw some heavy downpours coming on through. There's the lightning strikes going right through Roseville and Folsom within about the last 15 minutes or so. Lots of us are dealing with some of that severe weather, but we'll take it back to why we are breaking into programming right now. And that is the tornado warning that is currently in effect for parts of Tuolumne County. As you can see, even now, we're still seeing some active lightning strikes going on in that embedded storm. So this is what we're going to be tracking right here. We'll bring it back to regular programming. Again, we will continue to monitor this. Actually, we're going to keep going right now. What I have to do is I have to step off for just a second here so I can get the latest information on that warned area, just to make sure that we're getting all the latest updates, since I am in front of the weather wall. Severe thunderstorm warning is also in effect for Tuolumne and Stanislaus County. We've had hail that is about a quarter size. That's fairly large for this area. Areas that are impacted by this are Grange, Groveland. Expect to see some of the more active weather with that line of storms right there. Now, in terms of the tornado warning that we're seeing, that is in effect for Tuolumne and parts of Stanislaus County. We've got, or actually Tuolumne County, that's going to be in effect until 3:30. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off air here for a moment so that I can see some of the impacts that we're seeing. Basically, we're looking at the potential of some of the flying debris. Anybody that's in open air, as I already mentioned, definitely want to take cover in a basement or in an indoor area. Okay, I think we're up to speed here. Yeah, we're still at 3:30 is where we're going to see that warned storm, the tornado warning. Just wanted to make sure that I had all the updated information, since I am in front of the weather wall right here. Just to the north of this is where we have that severe thunderstorm warning that extends through Stanislaus County and then taking it through Tuolumne County. Some of the areas that are even in the warned area for the severe thunderstorm, you definitely want to bring it inside. This is a Doppler radar indicated funnel cloud that we've been seeing. Also saw a little bit of hail tracks right here. That the little gray notation is indicating that quarter size hail that has been accumulated. In many areas, we've been seeing more on the range of a pea-sized hail throughout the day. This was expected to be very much a day that was going to be bringing the potential of severe weather widespread as well. We're on the back edge of that cold front that moved through overnight and brought us periods of some light to moderate precipitation coming through. And then any areas that are getting some of the heavier downpours embedded in those thunderstorms are going to see rapidly rising areas of water. But again, here's the look at the area right here, and that tornado warning still in effect for parts of Tuolumne County until 3:30. So we're edging towards 3:22. We just have about 8 minutes to go. But if you still know somebody that might be out, perhaps working, because we have been seeing periods of clearing. So folks were trying to take that opportunity to perhaps clean up from some of the rain and the wind that we saw yesterday. Time to bring it inside. Want to get to the lowest lying area. If you are in any sort of area, you just want to seek shelter as soon as possible for this area right here in Tuolumne County. And we've got my colleague Brendan Minchef able to chime in right now.
Yeah, I was just going to add here that severe thunderstorm warning you were talking about just to the north of this tornado warning, they have gone ahead and canceled that one.
Okay, so that has been canceled a little bit earlier, but we're still under this warned area that you see here shaded in red. Now, this storm moving off towards Barrett right now, that doesn't quite extend into the Barrett area. But again, here's the little cell right here, and it has been producing some quarter-size hail embedded within that line. The National Weather Service had seen some rotation within that storm right there, indicating the potential for a tornado, and that's why they have to put that warning out, just to get everybody to a safe place, that being the lowest level of your home. Definitely want to be inside when we have any of this. Our biggest kind of risk factor here in Northern California is flying debris from rotation. We could see some downdraft winds or any sort of little microburst that comes out from those thunderstorms rolling through, and that can absolutely produce some damage. Do we have that live picture, Rachel, or are we getting it? Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is a look at Caltrans. It's along Highway 49 in Mariposa, where you can see those dark clouds kind of hanging in there. Traffic moving okay right now, but again, we have seen areas that have really been impacted by some of the hail that's been accumulating. It's very slick. It's very dangerous. The best thing is you get a thunderstorm coming in there and you want to pull off to the side. Dark clouds looming on, nearing where you're going, or if you're headed into that direction. Pull off. These are fairly fast moving storms, so you won't have to pull off too long there, but you want to play it safe and get off the roadways there. As far as our maps go, we're going back to our Doppler radar where we can see kind of the rotation here. What the National Weather Service was looking at is just the difference in these colors here, indicating there's an inbound and an outbound in the wind environment, and it shows that shear. So we're getting kind of that rotation indicated by our radar, and that's where they're going to pull that tornado warning into effect. And that happened at about 3:10 today. Still in effect, though, that tornado warning holding in place as we're still seeing just the slight indication that we still have a bit of rotation there. Brendan, have they reissued this, or is this still just the 3:30 expiration?
That's what I was trying to find. It looks like it is still
3:30?
Yeah, 3:30.
Okay.
3:30.
Okay, so there we have it. For Tuolumne County.
About 5 more minutes.
That's going to be, about 5 more minutes here along Highway 59. Again, not a hugely populated area, but an area that needs to take shelter immediately under the risk of some of those funnel clouds popping up throughout the day. We have had one indicated by Doppler radar, and just want to stay with you here as we near kind of the expiration of this in the next 5 minutes, just in case that is extended or it is pushed a little bit farther to the north and east with the path of the latest cell that was producing this active weather. I know we've been seeing a lot of hail throughout the capital region, the northern San Joaquin Valley. Been hearing from folks in Groveland, in Modesto, all throughout the lower foothills and even the east side of the valley, including Roseville and Folsom, downtown Sacramento. We've been getting hit with some hail here, but nothing quite at this magnitude where we have that tornado warning for Tuolumne County. It was that particular line that just developed about the 3 o'clock hour and rapidly intensified into something that was showing a bit more rotation than what we had been seeing with the previous lines coming through about the mid-morning hours until the early afternoon. So again, we're still seeing areas of some active weather. We've had several special weather statements coming out from the National Weather Service, just putting people on guard that, hey, we're looking at this line developing. It is producing pea-size hail. The line that we're looking at with the tornado warning actually had some quarter-size hail associated with it, just kind of showing the intensity and kind of the depth of those clouds that was getting going in that environment there as Brendan continues to just kind of zoom in there. Are you able to do a 3D volumetric on that particular line there? I'm putting him to the test. Honestly, he just walked into the building, so put on a microphone and was ready to assist driving this radar here. As far as this line right here, this is what we're looking at, and it has had some rotation indicated by Doppler radar, trying to splice through that particular line right there of that radar, and you can see it's just kind of riding over that warned area. So on the back edge of this, on the kind of the west side of that warned area, we don't necessarily, there we go. Here you can see kind of what we're looking at, and you can see the depth to which some of the reflectivity is moving upward. So the higher that this reflectivity, the higher that we have this, the better chance that we'll get some of those little water vapor crystals starting to go up and down in the updraft and downdraft. And this is where we see some of the more active weather. So right here is where we're seeing some of the best potential for that rotation and on the back edge of this. So that's what we've been watching here, at least on the west side of this warned area. You can see how we're already starting to see that cell drifting off to the north and east, and still have the front end of that on the east side yet to go. But this is the general movement of that storm. Thank you so much to Brendan for doing that on the fly here. But you can kind of see how high those cloud decks are and just how that has been rotating through. So as we bring it back to our traditional view, you can see how this is kind of thinning out and spreading out into that warned area. Multiple lightning strikes coming in with that. Just about 2 minutes to go here. Again, we're just staying with you. I hate to cover programming, I really do, but this is a warning, and it's the highest level to which the National Weather Service can issue an event like this. That's why we just want to make sure you're safe, you're indoors, you're making those calls, making sure that everybody gets to where they need to be, taking shelter, lowest lying area, anything that gets you coverage. Want to stay away from anything that can, unfortunately, with the lightning in the area, you don't want to be by trees and things like that. You don't want to be outdoors. You want to bring it inside. Now, we are seeing a little bit, at least what I'm seeing, a little bit more of that tornado signature coming from this. So I anticipate that this is going to expire in about the next minute or so. But we just have a little bit to go here with we are getting Groveland right now. There we go. Here's our time lapse out of Groveland, where you can see the heavy rain coming in. That is what we've been hearing, and hail as well. So the tornado warning has officially expired in Tuolumne County. So we'll bring it back to you for regular programming. We're going to have the latest on all the active weather that we've been seeing for today on abc10.com. ABC 10 News starts at 5 o'clock, and we are always on throughout this active weather on ABC 10 Plus. Make sure you download it wherever you stream on TV for free.